Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Concepts of Commerce, your virtual learning platform for all the concepts relating to commerce stream. My name is Deepshika Gandhi and here in this channel we make sure to discuss not only major concepts, theories, equations under various subjects of commerce stream, but we also make sure to not ignore the small yet very important basic concepts we have in the various subjects. बिकॉज अगर आपको ये छोटे कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर नहीं होंगे, अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिगर कंसेप्ट्स, थियोरीज, इक्वेशंस, फॉर्मूलेज, टॉपिक्स विल ऑलवेज बी अ प्रॉब्लम. सो टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विथ द इंट्रोडक्शन टू इकोनॉमिक्स. बेसिकली इकोनॉमिक्स क्या होता है, because before understanding what comes under economics, it is very important to understand what is economics, where does the word comes from, and what is included under economics. So economics की जब हम बात करते हैं, it is not only applicable at the country level, it applies to individuals, households as well. ऐसा क्यों है, आइए समझते हैं. सबसे पहले बात करते हैं where does the word economics comes from. So the word economics comes from the Greek words oikono and mikos, where oikono means house and mikos means management. So कैसे एक हाउस को मैनेज किया जाना चाहिए is the basic meaning what we get from the word economics. So हाउस मैनेज करने में या इंडिविजुअल इनकम भी आई वुड से मैनेज करने में सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या आती है कि हमारी वांट्स अनलिमिटेड होती हैं बट हमारे पास रिसोर्सेज लिमिटेड होते हैं. रिसोर्सेज अगर हम बात करें टाइम एंड मनी, all of us have limited time and limited money, but we want to do n number of things from that. अगर हम मार्केट भी जाते हैं, we have 10,000 rupees with us, still there will always be a possibility of that we want to buy more than what we are actually capable of at that time. Similarly, in a household, हमारे पास resources होते हैं जो कि limited होते हैं, but households की जो demands होती हैं वो unlimited होती हैं. And here comes the problem of scarcity. Scarcity means किसी चीज की कमी होना. So scarcity की problem तब आती है when we have resources which are limited but they have alternative uses. जैसे कि money आपके पास है, आप उससे बहुत तरह की चीजें परचेज कर सकते हैं. And you have demands and the demands are unlimited. So that is why economics in very simple words can be described as economics is a social science that studies how societies, and here societies will include individuals, households, firms, institutions, etc., allocate their scarce resources, the resources that are having alternative uses but are limited, to satisfy the unlimited demands. So यहाँ पर कुछ words जिसका मतलब हमें समझना बहुत जरूरी है. Scarce means किसी चीज की कमी होना. ऑल्टरनेटिव यूजेस मतलब एक कमोडिटी है बट उससे आप बहुत तरह की चीजें कर सकते हैं. जैसे मिल्क हैज ऑल्टरनेटिव यूजेस, यू कैन मेक टी आउट, you can make curd out of it, you can drink it like that itself, you can use it to make shakes. So milk here has alternative uses. Similarly, when we talk about money can be used to buy n number of things under the sky. Same applies with time also. We have limited time, but we can do a lot of things with that given time. So here we have to decide how we have to maximize our satisfaction, because we want to do a number of things with the time we have, but the time is limited. So हमें उस time को कैसे utilize करना है कि हमें maximum satisfaction derive हो. So for economics you can have n number of definitions. बहुत सारे definitions हमें दी गई हैं by various economists. Similarly, one definition has been given by Alfred Marshall. According to him, economics is the study of man in ordinary business of life. So जब हम बात करते हैं ordinary business of life, उसमें हम कुछ टर्मिनोलॉजी यूज करते हैं. सो लेट्स हैव अ लुक एट दैट. बहुत सिंपल टर्मिनोलॉजी है जो हम जनरली भी यूज करते हैं. तो कंज्यूमर्स बेसिकली द पर्सन हु इज बाइंग समथिंग ईदर फॉर हिमसेल्फ, हरसेल्फ और फॉर द फैमिली मेंबर्स. सेकेंडली सेलर, द पर्सन हु इज सेलिंग समथिंग, द शॉपकीपर, द रिटेलर, द होलसेलर, दे आर टर्म्ड एज सेलर्स इन इकोनॉमिक्स. The manufacturing industries, the people who are producing something. But here producer not only includes the goods, but it also includes producers of services. Employer, the person who is employing somebody else, is giving job to somebody, and in return to the service provided by the person, he is giving something in return to the employee. Now, economics has divided the activities being done by the human under two categories, economic activities and non-economic activities. Now, what is the difference between the two? The activities that you are doing and you are getting some monetary gain in return, that is termed as economic activity. For example, I'm teaching in some school or college, or I'm giving tuitions at home and I'm getting income in return. Then that is an economic activity. But on the other hand, I am teaching my own child and I am not getting any monetary gain in return, then it will be termed as non-economic activity. Similarly, if a nurse is taking care of a patient in the hospital and is getting her salary in return, so that is termed as an economic activity. But on the other hand, if she is taking care of any elderly member in the family or doing bandages to somebody in the neighborhood without taking any monetary gain in return, then it will not be an economic activity. It will be termed as a non-economic activity. Now coming to the three main areas that are studied under economics. Number 1, consumption. Number 2, production. Number 3, distribution. So when individuals or households try to maximize their utility by using their scarce or limited resources with alternative uses to meet their unlimited wants. So जब individuals या households try करते हैं कि वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा satisfaction receive करें, derive करें by using the resources that they are having, but the resources are limited but can be used for a number of uses. That is known as consumption. For example, आपके पास 1 लाख रुपीस हैं, आप उससे बहुत सारी चीजें करना चाहते हैं बट आप सब कुछ नहीं कर सकते because everything under the sky or everything you want cannot be done with 1 lakh rupees. So आप उस 1 लाख को कैसे spend करेंगे, कैसे use करेंगे अपनी unlimited wants को पूरा करने के लिए कि आपको जो satisfaction receive हो वो maximum हो. That is what we understand by consumption. सेकेंडली प्रोडक्शन. जैसे हाउसहोल्ड्स के पास लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज होते हैं टू मैक्सिमाइज देयर सेटिस्फेक्शन, कंपनीज या फर्म्स के पास लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज होते हैं टू डू द प्रोडक्शन. वो बहुत सारी चीजें बनाना चाहते हैं, बहुत सारी मार्केट्स को कैप्चर करना चाहते हैं, बहुत तरह से एक्सपेंशन करना चाहते हैं, बट उनके पास भी रिसोर्सेज लिमिटेड होते हैं. वेदर इट इज लैंड, लेबर, कैपिटल और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, सब कुछ लिमिटेड होता है. दैट मीन्स दे कैन नॉट मेक एवरीथिंग दे वांट, दे कैन नॉट कैप्चर एवरी मार्केट दे वांट. सो वो कैसे अपने रिसोर्सेज को यूटिलाइज करते हैं टू गेट द मैक्सिमम आउट ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज दैट दे हैव, देन दैट कम्स अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. Thirdly, when the economy wants to calculate how money is distributed, how resources are distributed within the entire economy, and that is done by calculating GDP or national income of the country for a given time period. But economics सिर्फ इन 3 categories तक नहीं रुक जाता. A lot comes under the scope of economics. अगर कंट्री में पॉवर्टी ज्यादा होगी उसका असर हम पर क्या होगा? अगर इलिटरेसी रेट कम हो जाएगा उससे रिचर क्लास कैसे बेनिफिट होगा या कंट्री की ग्रोथ कैसे बेनिफिट होगी? अगर किसी भी एरिया में, किसी भी सिटी या स्टेट में कोई भी नेचुरल डिजास्टर आता है उससे इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट कैसे अफेक्ट होगा? अगर कंट्री में इन्फ्लेशन या डिफ्लेशन आता है उससे हमारी इनकम पर क्या असर होगा? All these things are also studied and many other things also are studied under the scope of economics. और उसके लिए हमें जरूरी होता है to collect the data properly and analyze the data. And that is undertaken by statistical tools used in economics. So that will be the topic of our next video. Now the last topic for today, whether economics is a science or art. This question will keep on coming in your syllabus till you complete your studies and even when you will go for your competitive exams. Whether economics is a science, art or both. Economics is both science and art. Any subject to be science, it has to fulfill the certain conditions. Number 1, systematic study. Any subject to be called as science, it needs to be a systematic study. So economics एक systematic study है. जितने भी theories, facts हम economics में पढ़ते हैं, जितने भी laws हम study करते हैं, all of them are based on systematically collected, organized and analyzed data. कुछ भी ऐसे ही नहीं कह दिया जाता है economics में. All the laws, all the theories that we study are made after systematic study of the facts. Number 2, cause and effect relationship. किसी भी सब्जेक्ट को साइंस कहने के लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि वो कॉज एंड इफेक्ट रिलेशनशिप एस्टेब्लिश करे. दैट मीन्स अगर एक वेरिएबल में ये चेंज आता है तो दूसरे वेरिएबल में ऐसा चेंज आएगा. सो दैट इज देयर विथ इकोनॉमिक्स ऑल्सो. हम सभी जानते हैं कि अगर प्राइसेस बढ़ते हैं तो डिमांड कम होता है. सो सच काइंड ऑफ कॉज एंड इफेक्ट रिलेशनशिप्स आर एस्टेब्लिश्ड अंडर इकोनॉमिक्स. Thirdly, universally applicable. For any subject to be called as science, it needs to be universally applicable. So, अगर आप बोर्ड के किसी भी पार्ट में जाते हैं, you will find same laws of economics being applied and studied. Number 4, tested and experiment based. जैसे कि हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया, इकोनॉमिक्स में जितने भी लॉज या थियरीज आप पढ़ते हैं वो सब टेस्टेड होते हैं, एक्सपेरिमेंट बेस्ड होते हैं. ऐसे ही उन्हें नहीं बना दिया जाता, बट दे आर मेड आफ्टर so much researches, surveys and are based on factual information. Number 5, scale of measurement. So किसी भी सब्जेक्ट को साइंस कहने के लिए उसमें एक स्केल ऑफ मेजरमेंट होना बहुत जरूरी होता है, जो कि इकोनॉमिक्स में है मनी. Now why economics can said to be an art as well? First of all, it depends on practical application of principles and knowledge. हमारे पास थ्योरीज हैं, हमारे पास लॉज हैं, हमारे पास इक्वेशंस हैं, बट उन्हें अप्लाई करने से हमें क्या रिजल्ट मिलने वाला है, दैट अप टू अ लार्जर एक्सटेंट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन द पर्सन अप्लाइंग द लॉज. सो साइंस में हम जब भी दो केमिकल्स को मिक्स करते हैं, सो द रिजल्ट इज सेम. It does not depends on the person who is mixing the chemicals. It's not same with economics because application of laws and principles depend to a large extent on the person applying the principles, laws or theories. Second reason why we can call economics as an art also because here we are studying human behavior and human is known to behave differently in different circumstances. That is why we have exceptions in most of every laws that we study under economics. For example, हम study करते हैं कि अगर prices बढ़ते हैं, so demand कम होना चाहिए according to law of demand. But बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि price बढ़ने के बाद भी demand बढ़ जाती है. There can be a various reasons behind that because again human behaves differently in different situations. हम सभी ऐसा करते हैं because जब कोविड के टाइम पर prices बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गए थे चीजों के, still people were buying more of it. Because they were scared कि आगे आने वाले टाइम में चीजें अवेलेबल नहीं होंगी. So that is why economics possess certain characteristics of science and some characteristics of art as well. That is why we can say economics is both a science and art. That was all for today. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please like, share and comment. Do share the link with the students of class 11 and the students who have just joined the college and have economics as their subject. Stay tuned in for the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Have a nice day.